Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, teachings Rabbi Eliezer Malamed, Shlita. Hope everyone had a great Shabbos, and we are excited to have Purim this week, so it's a week of Simcha. Please continue davening for Chaylei Tzva Gana Yisrael, for Shalom L'chol Petzua Yisrael, and a safe return of our hostages. And we dedicate our learning L'ilui Nishmat Sarah and Daniel Sheminar of the Ron V'Sheli Shem Kim Damo. And another tagline that we're going to add over the next number of weeks, and this is extremely, extremely important, is the voting taking place now in the World Zionist Organization. I will attach a link here to the text of the podcast topic every day, and the link will be where we should vote. We recommend voting for OIC-MIZRACHI, and I'll perhaps put a link there as well for why we should vote for them, but it's extremely important that all of diaspora Jewry spend the $5 to register to vote and vote, because there are $1 billion at stake in terms of where the money goes. Again, I'll hopefully send an informational sheet along with this, but please just click on the link. Trust me on this one. If you trust me to teach Torah, then trust me for this, please. Extremely, extremely important. Vote OIC-MIZRACHI. But the next chapter is Makam Roili Tefillah. It's appropriate to daven in a room that has windows, and particularly having a window that faces or is open towards the direction of Jerusalem. So, understanding in the time of the Gemara without electricity, that if a person is in a room that doesn't have windows, it's better you should go to a place that is lit, because the main purpose of the windows is to illuminate the room, and then it will be able to allow you to concentrate or settle the davener better. Shulchan Aruch also says that there are some who are careful that in a shul there should be 12 windows, and the windows should be high, so that you could see the sky, the heavens, and not what's directly outside at your line of sight, because that could perhaps disturb you. Preferable not to daven the Shemona Esrei in open spaces. And if you daven in a wide open space, this is called a little bit of chutzpah, it's chatzuf, because if you're in an open space, then your mind wanders and it's scattered all over the place. That's where you get the term scatterbrain. Shulchan Aruch says, again, this is all in Siman Tzadi, that in a closed place or in a modest place, then the fear of the king is upon you and your heart is broken. In addition, we're worried that if you're davening in a wide open space, people are passing by, walking by, and they could disturb you. If you're traveling, if you're on the road, of course you can daven in an open space if you have to, but it's best to daven near a tree or something that could sort of maintain your kavana. And if you have a choice between davening, let's say, near a wall or in an open space, obviously one should daven near a wall. And it's better to daven in a room that has walls, because the more important thing is having walls and not the ceiling. Of course, if you remember back to the COVID days when we dafka didn't want to have walls, but that's something that perhaps we don't want to be reminded of, especially as I'm looking at my watch and it's the second week of March. If you remember how that played out 5 years ago, when we thought everything was great, everything was honky-dory, and then all of a sudden the world fell apart. But I digress. He says this is why you want to ask, well, how about davening at the Kotel? And the whole plaza of the Kotel, because at least there are walls on 3 sides. Furthermore, the sanctity of the place, of the Makom HaKotel, it engenders love and fear of Hashem. And people therefore have more kavana when they daven at the Kotel. Yitzchak Avinu sheispala mincha b'Har Moriah shaya oz sadeh pasuach. And Yitzchak Avinu davened on Mount Moriah, which is the Temple Mount, and it was quite wide open at the time, because shene'emar vayetze Yitzchak lasuach basadeh. I'll just add in again. The davening at the kotel is not for everyone. I will make a personal admission here, and as chatoai ani mazkir hayom, and forgive me for this, but I have a tremendous amount of difficulty concentrating while davening at the kotel, because there's so much going on and so many different minyanim going on around you, and also inevitably somebody knows me and wants to say hello, whatever. It's very, very distracting for me, and I find it very hard to concentrate. But that's me. I definitely feel the kedusha. I prefer to go at times when there are fewer people there, but B'derech klal, let's say if you would ever daven there on a Friday night in the summer, it's unbelievable. I mean, the ruach and the sights and the sounds, it's awe-inspiring. But from a tefillah point of view, I find it very, very challenging. But that's me. I'm not saying that's anyone else. I'm just telling you my own personal experience. If there's no possibility to daven in the shul, let's say you're busy with something else or a different minyan, you could daven behind the shul, but provided that you should at least daven in the same direction as the shul, which ultimately is towards Yerushalayim, which we call here Mizrach. Also, let's say the only place to daven, all the minyanim are packed, and the only place you can go is on the side of the shul, again, as long as you're facing towards Yerushalayim. But one should never daven in front of the Beis HaKnesses, in front of the shul, because when you're facing Jerusalem, that means that everyone else in the shul is behind you, and you have your back towards the shul. And if you face the shul, then your back is to Yerushalayim. So obviously it's best to daven in the shul, on the side of the shul or behind the shul, as long as you are facing east, what we call east here, towards Yerushalayim. But wherever it is we daven, we should always have our hearts faced in the right direction. And in Mirz Hashem, that will engender the proper kavanah. So please continue davening for Chalei Tzvah Ganei Yisrael, for Shalom L'chol Petzui Yisrael, safe return of our hostages, Lili Nishmat, Sarah and Daniel, Shimon, Rodron, Vasheli, Hashem Yikom Damo. Please remember to vote. World Zionist Organization elections, follow the link below. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.